Libra, don't keep thinking about your next commitment. Stop, just for a moment, because some part of you has known for days that this decision has been maturing inside you without asking permission. Your body reacts differently when you think about going back to that place, a tightness in your chest that you've been calling longing, but which is actually a warning. And what if the reason you can't forget that place isn't love, or longing, or weakness, but a direct call from the universe for you to never cross that door again? In the next few minutes, you'll understand why this place keeps pulling you in, even after so much time. You'll recognize the signs that this chapter has already closed, even if your stubborn mind insists on reopening it. You'll discover the spiritual mechanism that makes Libra confuse habit with destiny, and you'll receive today the tools to never have to cross that door again. At the end of it all, Libra, there's one phrase I need to tell you, looking you in the eyes. You're not going back. And that will be the best choice you've ever made. It might seem strange for me to say this right away, but sometimes the truth comes before the explanation, and the explanation only serves to help you understand what your body already knew. There's a visible pain in all of this, Libra, and it has a name: the urge to go back. To a person, to a job, to a house, to a version of yourself that has already hurt too much. But behind this pain lies an enemy that has no face or name. It's spiritual envy, the invisible siege that whispers that out there you'll never be enough, and that pushes you back to the familiar place, even if that place has already hurt you to the bone. And the worst part is that this siege knows how to use your own pride against you. The fear of seeming unstable, the guilt of still feeling the pull, the shame of, I should have gotten over this. Notice your breathing now. It's shorter than it should be, because a part of you recognized at that moment exactly what I'm talking about. Libra, there are 4 signs that prove you're not imagining any of this. First, you open an old conversation at 11 o'clock at night, your finger lingering on the name, your chest tightening for no apparent reason. This isn't nostalgia. It's the siege testing if the door is still unlocked. Second, you drive distractedly, and without realizing it, the car almost takes the old route again on its own. This isn't chance. It's the body remembering before the mind decides. Third, someone comments, almost casually, "I saw him the other day," and your stomach churns instantly. This isn't weakness. It's a wire still connected, and the wire hurts because it hasn't been cut yet, not because it should continue to exist. Fourth, you find yourself comparing anything new to that old place, even if the new one is, deep down, much better. This isn't loyalty to the past. It's the siege making the present seem too small to be worthwhile. Have you ever felt that no matter how much time passes, there's an energy akin to envy pulling you back to a place that no longer serves you, weakening your peace, your resolve, your certainty that moving forward is the right path? What if what you call longing, feeling a sense of loss, of maybe I should try again, is actually an invitation to see this story from a completely new perspective? Now think about this. What if every message you almost send, every route the car insists on taking on its own, every comparison that diminishes what's new, hides a lesson you haven't yet decided to accept? What if understanding these laws could, once and for all, close that door from the inside? It was in seeking answers to these reflections that the digital book, The 12 Laws of the Universe that helped the zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy, was born. More than just a book, it brings together teachings and exercises for you to understand the patterns that hold you back, break the cycle that leads you back, and strengthen once and for all the decision to never cross that door again. Many Librans have already begun this journey and discovered a new way to face what's left behind. Many already feel this relief, but access to the digital book may be taken offline at any moment. It's available in the first pinned comment. Don't wait for another weak night to take you back there. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the door you so feared closing might be exactly the beginning of the brilliance that was waiting for you on the other side. If that first word touched you in any way, write "I'm not coming back" below. Not for me, but because another Libra who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to reach them tonight. And before I reveal the name of all this, Libra, there's something you need to understand. There's a law governing this whole thing, and it's simpler and more definitive than anything you've ever heard about it. I'll tell you, but not yet. Stay with me. Get your body ready, Libra. Relax your shoulders, because what's coming next will weigh you down before it eases. There are 4 signs that confirm what your body already knows, and each one has a scene, a time, a feeling that you've probably already experienced without understanding why. The first sign, the early morning hours when you held your phone in your hand. The screen's glow illuminating your face in the dark, your thumb hovering over a name you swore you'd left behind. Your chest tightened, not with longing, but with alert. The siege was testing whether the door would still open. You called it longing, but the universe called it a test of decision. The second sign, you're driving on dangerous autopilot, the car pulling itself back to the same old street, and you realize too late that you almost took the old route again. Your body remembered before your will could decide. You called it a silly habit, but the universe called it a wire that only you can cut. The third sign, someone unintentionally mentioning, "I saw him the other day," and your stomach churning with a force you didn't expect to feel anymore. You called it weakness for still thinking about that place, but the universe called it wisdom. Your soul has already learned, because only those who have decided to let go feel the pain of realizing there's still a rope tied to them. The fourth sign, you comparing any good thing that comes your way now with that old place, even knowing, deep down, that the new one is healthier, lighter, more yours. You called it being alone now, but the universe called it space, opening up for what is right. Libra feels this weight every day, even without naming it. Libra senses the pull, even while pretending not to notice. And it is precisely there, in the midst of this recognition, that the next layer of this story begins to unfold for you. There is a path of protection, and I will open it now, before the name, before the word, because whoever still holds this door ajar needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay. There's an old name for that. And it is precisely here that the path to protection opens up. Libra, there is a weight you have been calling longing, but when you look closely, it is colder than longing. Longing warms, this does not. This weighs you down, this paralyzes you, this pulls you back at the exact moment you should be taking a step forward. And I'm not telling you this from the distance of someone who only observes. I've seen this same siege up close. In those who wrote messages they never sent, in those who kept numbers of places that had already died inside, in those who confused the fear of emptiness with proof of love. Have you ever felt that every time you try to move on, something pulls you back with the force of a tide you didn't choose to face? Have you ever felt that maybe the problem isn't not being able to forget, but not yet having truly decided that you're not going back? Every message almost sent is a door slamming shut. Every old road the car insists on taking is a call from the siege testing if there's still a crack left. Every comparison that diminishes what's new is proof that a part of you hasn't yet signed inside the end of that chapter. But what if the real turning point isn't in forgetting, but rather in closing that door from the inside once and for all? It was while searching for answers to this that I found the digital book called The 12 Laws of the Universe that helped the zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. And there's a principle within it that I need to tell you now, because it changes everything. The universe never prevented you from returning. It just waited for you to stop pushing the door. Let it settle, The universe never blocked the way back to that place. It just stopped pushing you there the moment you, deep down, decided you weren't going to cross over anymore. That means you were never trapped on the outside. You were trapped on the inside, pushing a door that had been free to close for a long time. And I need to tell you proof of this, because sometimes we only believe what we experience inside when we see it from the outside. A woman kept the contact information for a place that no longer existed for her for 2 years. Not out of love, out of habit and suffering. Deep down, she knew that everything there had died a long time ago. One day, without warning, without ceremony, she deleted the contact. Not because she stopped feeling, but because she decided deep down that the door was closed. Months later, her life changed in a way she didn't even have the courage to ask for. This digital book exists to give you exactly that, to understand why you're still being pulled back, to break the thread that binds you to your old place, and to strengthen once and for all the decision to never cross that door again. It's not about forgetting what you've lived through. It's about stopping pushing a door that only hurts you. Many Librans have already understood this law and felt the weight lift from their chests in the same week. This spiritual configuration doesn't wait. The cycle that opens now to close this door from the inside won't repeat itself in the same way anytime soon. Cut that thread today, shield that door today, clear that space today, because you won't protect yourself by insisting. You'll protect yourself by deciding. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I just found an answer that worked for me, and for many other Librans who carried the same weight you carry now. And I insist on putting this path in front of you, because anyone who has felt this relief knows it changes the way you walk through the world afterward. There is a record that explains this. And now, with the path before you, the name descends. What governs this whole story, Libra, has a name, the law of the door that only closes from the inside. It says that the universe never blocked the way back to that place. It only stopped pushing you there the exact moment you, internally, not externally, not by circumstance, not by others, decided that you were no longer going to cross that door. That is the law of the door that only closes from the inside. No external force closes it for you. Only your decision closes it. There's an image that perfectly illustrates what's happening to you right now. There was a river that flowed hidden beneath an ancient city, an underground river that no one could divert. Every time they tried to block its passage with stone, concrete, or dams, it found another way underneath in the dark, never returning to its source. It didn't fight the blockage. It simply kept going, even without light, even without certainty of what it would find ahead. That's exactly where you are now, Libra. And the water of that river one day always finds the surface again. A promise that moving forward, even in the dark, is the only path that truly leads somewhere. I need to tell you something, and I'll only say it once because it's not meant to be repeated. What you call the end, the universe has already registered as the beginning. The door you fear closing is already open on the other side, for it. You just haven't crossed it yet. There is a woman who endured this same siege for 2 years, keeping a number that no longer meant anything more than habit, waiting, without admitting it, for a sign to return that never truly made sense. She never told anyone this. He simply decided, one ordinary day, without a date marked on the calendar, to delete that contact, not because the pain had gone away, but because she finally understood that pain no longer needed an address to live in. Notice your jaw now, Libra. It's clenched because a part of you recognized in that instant that this story is your story. The deepest truth lies ahead, and it has your name. There is a bridge between what you just heard and who you are from now on, Libra, because every door that's locked from the inside needs someone willing to turn the key. And 3 presences live within you, ready for that, even if you haven't named them yet. The first is the guardian of the threshold, That part of you that decides, without drama, who crosses and who doesn't cross the threshold of your life anymore. The second is the helmsman who doesn't turn the rudder, the strength within you that keeps going straight even when the storm tries to make you return to the old harbor. The third is the voice that says enough, the most silent of the three and therefore the most powerful, because it doesn't shout, it only ends things. Feel the weight of these three presences falling upon your shoulders now, Libra. Not as a burden, but as a crown you always had the right to wear and never put on. Have you ever felt that upholding this decision day after day is harder than making it just once? What if what's missing isn't willpower, but a map to remind you on weak days why you chose not to return? The guardian of the threshold within you already knows how to close that door, but she needs reinforcement on days when longing pretends to be common sense. It was precisely to support this decision that the digital book, The 12 Laws of the Universe that help the zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy, was created. Don't wait for the invitation to return to appear again, disguised as coincidence, to discover that you still needed this map. Change your posture now, Libra. Feel your feet firmly on the ground, your shoulders relaxed, your chest open. Because what comes next requires you to be present, not distracted. Close your eyes if you can. Visualize the door of that place, its color, the texture of the wood or metal, the doorknob you've touched so many times in your thoughts. Feel its coldness in the palm of your hand. And now, with both hands, close that door. Slowly, firmly, without haste and without anger. Listen to the sound of the latch clicking into place. Feel the relief rising in your chest like a breath you've been holding for years. On the other side of that door, a light comes on. Not for you to look back, but for you to know that that place is also moving on, no longer needing you in it. Release now everything that this door held. Release the thread of memory. Release the weight of comparison. Release the guilt of still having felt it. Release the shame of having taken so long to close it. And activate within yourself the same three presences as before. The guardian of the threshold, the helmsman who doesn't turn the rudder, the voice that says enough, ready to hold this closed door in all the ordinary days that follow. Before sealing this, Libra, write below the name of someone you're carrying on this journey, or if it's for yourself, write in one sentence what you're hoping the universe will give you back after this door closes. I'll read it. And you won't be writing this alone. Don't release that energy yet. We're not finished. Stay with me. Everything we've been through so far boils down to three areas of your life, Libra. The thread that tied you to the past, the door that tested your resolve, and the space that only opens up after you stop looking back. I saw you carrying this story alone for too long. I saw the nights you almost came back and didn't. I saw the silent effort of pretending you were over it when it still hurt. We, who have observed this kind of journey repeat itself in so many Libras over time, know one thing that is rarely said aloud. No one closes that door by accident. It always closes at the exact moment the soul decides it has learned everything it needed to learn there. The decision you're making right now isn't weakness disguised as strength. It's the quietest and most definitive proof that you've outgrown that place. The universe wasn't testing whether you would return. It was waiting for you to realize you no longer needed to. Cut the wire, seal the door, clear the space. These three tactics already live within you now, ready for the easy days and the hard days, without needing to be re-explained every time the siege tries to test you again. Libra doesn't beg. Libra doesn't insist. Libra chooses. It doesn't let go yet. I saw you with your finger resting on that name in the early morning, without the courage to erase it. And it is precisely for this moment that the digital book, The 12 Laws of the Universe, exists, helping this zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. Not as an answer to what's in the past, but as company for what comes next. The days when the door will still knock softly, testing if you've forgotten the decision you made here. Don't wait for tomorrow to test the protection you erected today, because the cold doorknob of that place will still try to call you again at some distracted moment. And it is at that moment that keeping the door sealed makes all the difference between relapsing and moving forward. This spiritual cycle that opened up for you to close that door won't repeat itself in the same way anytime soon. And Librans who have already made this same decision know exactly what I'm talking about. Before I let you go, Libra, an invitation. If this message truly resonated with you, please subscribe to this channel, not for me, but because there's an entire community of Libras, Brazilian Sign Language, users deciding every day not to return to doors that have already served their purpose, and this message needs to continue reaching them as well. And in the next revelation, Libra, you'll understand why certain people only come back when the door has truly been sealed, and what that really means about who they are and who you've become. The great secret of spiritual envy isn't about never feeling anything again. It's about stopping pushing doors that were already free to close. And that underground river, Libra, the one that no one could divert, now follows its course in the dark, never looking back, until it finds the light again, just like you. Now you can let go. The door is closed, and you, Libra, are on the right side of it.